Hello, hello, and welcome back for another Kelsey Grammer style Don't Drink and Drive PSA starring John Bathtub Bradford. In Perfidious Beat plays XCOM, The Long War 2. And we're basically there. Bradford has become the new Kelsey Grammer, but that begs a question about the old Kelsey Grammer, which is, what sort of terms do you think Kelsey's attorneys have been able to work out for him to keep him out of jail all these years? He's been convicted for driving under the influence so many times, they've had to have passed way beyond plea bargain territory at this point, right? Shouldn't Kelsey be somewhere smack dab in the middle of like a lifetime contract with the Justice Department and the Department of Transportation to record Don't Drink and Drive PSAs pretty much on demand? He's gonna be on the hook for life at this point. So I assume what they've done now is just, whenever they need a PSA, they can call Kelsey. They're entitled to. And the severity of his most recent transgression just serves to determine like how humiliating they're allowed to make the announcement spot. For example, let's say he blows a conservative .081 and runs up a curb and into a trash can after swerving to avoid hitting a squirrel that's run out into the street. Minor conflict, but technically still a violation. And after that one, they just have Kelsey put on like a suit and tie and stand in front of a black backdrop where he does the whole, "Hi folks, this is Kelsey Grammer reminding you that when you drink and drive, those kids, even though they've got to get to school, if you do it intoxicated, you're not only putting your own life at risk, but the lives of the people you love as well." And then we're actually going to do Operation Dead Man's Skull here. We are all going to boost this infiltration as well. 25 intel going down the tubes, but we have got to get, one, this scientist, and two, we've got to get this second chunk of our liberation chain taken care of. So let's go ahead and launch this mission. That brings us to 109% infiltrated. Enemy activity is normal and very light, so they're upping the difficulty on us a little bit. But again, this is a this is a liberation chain. What would a mid-level offense be for Kelsey then, Pete? If you're getting back to your original point before this mission interrupted us, I don't know. Okay, let's say Kelsey blows like a .12 after blazing through a red light and T-boning an Uber driver on his way to the airport with a passenger. John, are you listening? Because this PSA applies to you, buddy. You better be paying attention. So let's say after the T-bone, what would they do? What's the Department of Transportation do? It's just be something not super humiliating, but at least a little. I'm thinking they force him to dress up like Fraser Crane, sit on a reconstructed Cheers set, and then stare at the camera and say, "Hey folks, this is Fraser Crane again. Back to remind you that you don't want to wind up in prison learning an all new meaning for the phrase, toss salads and scrambled eggs, so don't drink and drive." Seems about appropriate. Also, I would pay actual money to see that PSA. But if those are like a low level and a mid level offense, then where do they go if he ramps it up? What do we do for like a nuclear level violation? Say he blows like a .8, 10 times the legal limit after stealing a garbage truck and then ramming it into the side of a gymnasium at a school for deaf orphans during an assembly. You gotta step up your game when he does that. And I think really the only thing they could do that would be more humiliating is like to make him put on the beast costume, hang upside down from the ceiling while reading a book, and then look into the camera as they zoom in on his face, have him pull down his spectacles and say, "Hi folks, Hank McCoy here to remind you that I would never get behind the wheel of the X-Jet, even after a single drop of alcohol, because heroes don't drink and drive." So this is an evac mission, but this is like the most team we could bring. We got Steven Deadpan Wright, and we got Kathleen. I thought this was a jailbreak mission. This is evac. This is an extraction mission. We are going to probably not be able to do this then, because we have definitely 100% the wrong team. We have to try and make it to extraction sight unseen. That's going to be extraordinarily difficult. Although, I don't know, as far as start spots go, we got a long run, but it's not the world's longest. Okay, Undead, let's get you up here. And I really don't want my boy Steven Wright going much further than you are. We do have some tools here. I've misprepared for this mission, but I still think with the scouting that we can get from little... Oh, never mind, the jig is up. It took literally one turn for the enemy to bust us. Well, this just got dramatically more difficult. Okay, very light enemy resistance. There's still a non-zero chance we could pull out of this. It's just going to require a lot of very, very defensive play. So I think we keep Madigan undercover here, and I really wish I hadn't brought Stephen Wright along. I kind of wish I had left him back alone. So what we need to do then is make sure that as we're fleeing from one pod, we don't accidentally run into another. And the best way for us to do that is just try and keep our guys completely out of line of sight of the enemy. Like, we bring Stephen Wright over here. The enemy won't even be able to see him. We should move this guy first, though, because he is slower. So, like, if we put him here, can the enemy see him? Yes, they can. That's bad. What if we put him back here, though? No vision to this tile, also full cover. Doesn't really help us get down range any. But we still need to travel this way a bit. Okay, Stephen Wright, I think we're going to keep you on pace with our boy here. Let's try and circle around. They're not going to shoot at Kathleen Madigan because Kathleen Madigan is still concealed, so what we need to do is take efforts to make sure that she remains that way. And also get a look and see if there's anything else between us and the exit. Yeah, there absolutely is. So we've got at least one more pod we're going to have to dash or fight our way through, and it's a doozy. They are not active yet. These guys are coming up. They're going to overwatch, which is probably going to be an issue. This guy's definitely going to overwatch because he gets to do it for free. Nope, he actually did not overwatch. So Stephen Wright, if there's full cover up here, I want you to have it. There is not, which is very bad. Okay, on and dead. I don't want you on and dead, but you're gonna be in half cover. I kind of feel like we need to kill one of these guys. Okay, where can you get to here and have, like, you can literally only get to this tile. That's very bad for us. Okay, so Stephen Wright could be here, though. This is going to be a difficult turn. If we can get through this one, I think maybe, just maybe, we've got a chance. So we bring you here, we take you there. We're in half cover. There's not really good cover between us and the exit. So I think our best bet here, we could smoke grenade. We could also, I think we just flash. We got to try and slow these guys down a little bit as well. You guys toss the flash. Keep them disoriented. Kathleen Madigan, we really got to know what else is up here. Is it just the one pod? It looks like it's just the one pod, but they will have heard that flashbang, so they're going to be closing in on us. Let's get Madigan up here. These guys are going to take shots. Even with the disorientation, I don't necessarily like our chances. Okay, these guys are still in... Okay, they're still inactive and unaware. Don't mark anybody, though. Son of a bitch, he marked Stephen Wright. Okay, that's bad. That effectively undoes the flashbang, so now we're just taking shots in half cover. Very lucky there. 27% chance to hit. Did pull the miss. What's this guy going to have? Should be slightly worse. So, of course, he rolled the graze. Yep, 22% chance to hit. We got graze. That's actually quite bad for us. Well, we're not going to get any more disorientation. What's our hack bonus? What does reflexes do? Squad integrated comms is like squad sight for a turn. It's effectively worthless. Reflexes. Dodge by 33 for 8 turns. There's no way I'm giving up my turn for that. I'd rather just hunker down. We would be better off to just hunker. If we move here, are we going to activate this pod? Answer is yes. And we cannot afford that. What about if we go here? Still yes? What about here? No. So this guy cannot move. He really can't move at all. And you're going to hunker. Stephen Wright. I mean, we could also just bring you up here and have you hunker. As long as these guys can't get into a position to flank us, I think we're going to be okay. We could aid protocol as well, but I think hunkering down is probably better. Madigan, I need you in a position where when these guys activate, you can dash in, and we're going to have to kill one of them at some point, I think. Let's put you on Overwatch. We have no idea what direction those guys are patrolling as well. Our disorient is gone, but we have hunkered. Maybe we can, like, fight a running battle to keep ourselves in this? These guys going back on the roof is huge for us, actually. That gives us avenues of approach that maybe don't activate more members. We just got to get close enough to make the overall run. Those guys showing up, though, is real bad. They're far enough away, though, that I think we may be able to buy Stephen Wright and our boy here, the scientist, one more turn. It's Overwatch that's going to present the biggest problem. You've got to be shitting me. What was the percentage on that? No, perfect information. I want to know what the fucking percent bullshit... I want to know what the percentage was on that. We were hunkered... Oh, run some Overwatch then. Don't die. And the time for fucking around is over. Stephen Wright is dead, and there goes our fucking flawless streak. We got to get a little closer. This cover... This is full cover in at least one direction. I don't suppose you're going to be close enough to make it on your next turn. Almost certainly not. We're going to have to buy you at least one more. Alright, Madigan, I want you right here.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. Got enemy movement here.
There's another pod! Okay, sure, but it's not at all fucking horse shit, but okay. I can't believe Stephen Wright got hit there. I know he was only in half cover, but still... He hunkered down, man. Hunkered down in half cover? He was marked, I suppose. Well, we're definitely going to get busted here. Yep. This is bad because this brings in every unit in the universe. Also, if one of these guys, even one of them, is standing at the top of that ladder, we are completely screwed. Because it means we just won't have a way to get our guy to the roof, even if he can make it. These evac missions continue to fucking stymie me. How this mission spawned with 2 fucking days. How are we supposed to do a team that can fight this kind of shit with only 2 days? Also, the entire universe is fucking on Overwatch here.
That was close.
Well, Mr. Scientist, you gotta run like an entire cavalcade of Overwatch here, and if you're not fast enough to make it this turn, odds are strong you're never gonna make it, so now's your moment. This is all or nothing, bro. It's go or no go, do or die. You did it. I'm very salty about the Stephen Wright thing. Kathleen Madigan does not have Ghost Walk or does not have Shadow Step yet, so we're gonna need another specialist then. Specialist Stephen Wright ends the streak of flawless by getting his dumb ass killed.
Status confirmed.
Still, that puts us one step closer to our liberation chain. I'm very... Alright. Well, Stephen Deadpan Wright, living up to at least the first half of his name. What is the odds, man? I really wish perfect information had shown me specifically so I could have seen exactly what the odds were, because they had to be terrible. That had to be, at best, a 25% chance to hit. At best, he had a 25. Good damage roll, too, because Stephen Wright had 4 health left. And even if Stephen had been bleeding out there, it's not like we could have gone back for him. I'm still real salty. Another success for Kathleen Madigan, though. So, there's that. It's good. I feel like maybe we could have pathed that mission a little differently from the jump. And we boosted that, too. That mission was boosted. We boosted that. Second step of our liberation chain is completed, and Kathleen Madigan got a promotion for watching Stephen Wright die. Infighter is not good. Lone Wolf is likewise not really good. You know, if Lone Wolf added damage, I would probably consider taking it. Shadow Step, though, it's real good. Alright, we did get our scientist. Chike Ondede is now on board. That's our second scientist. It's going to reduce our research time by an additional 25%. Moreover, it also unlocks some potential projects for us. Stephen Wright is gone. I guess somebody used spot remover on Stephen Wright, and now he's gone too. I used sad remover on myself. Now I'm gone. Yeah, they're bragging about having killed Stephen Wright, I'm sure, on their propaganda transmissions, which honestly, Bradford, if they're bragging about that, I kind of feel sorry for him a little bit. So the groundlings have got a jailbreak that's scheduled. I guess we'll run right up to that mission, and then... Oh, there we go. So, Yeah, this is going to be a real short episode, but that's what happens when you do a stealth mission and somebody gets killed. We should probably consider training a specialist to replace Stephen Wright, but we've got people in the mix. We can at least look at who we want that to be. Who's got our best? I mean, in theory, it should be Whoopi. Or it's probably going to be Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt, yeah. I think Patton's going to get the call. He has a 7 base hacking. Or we could do Bob. You know what? Bob Newhart would be an okay specialist. We replace one deadpan snarker with an actual deadpan snarker who's a little more, endearing. Bob Newhart was always somebody. I always preferred Newhart's comedy to Stephen Wright. Though, I gotta say, they do both feel similar. They're both kind of like, oh, I'm down in the dumps all the time and sad and everything sucks. Bob Newhart just, I don't know, he somehow made that seem more upbeat than Stephen Wright, who just seemed like he fucking needed a Xanax it all the time. I spilled my Xanax down the drain. Now I'm here doing this. Stephen Wright, folks. Well, he's dead. I guess we'll get around to eulogizing him in the future. But on the plus side, we did trade his life for a successful mission. I hate doing that, by the way. People are always like, Pete, you should suicide more troopers. No, you really shouldn't. You shouldn't suicide troopers at all. It's a bad idea. You need those guys with EXP, and you need them going on missions. Problem was, we had a ridiculously stupid turn timer on this one. We're down to 69 intel, which is bad. We may need to see about upping that a little bit. Also, what's our relative strength here? Advent strength in South Africa. Is it up to a 2 yet? It's still a 1. Intriguing. I don't like trading rookies, but we do have... Actually, don't we have the ability to recruit some rookies as well? Can we hire some rookies? Okay, we got a couple here. Are any of these guys promising candidates? 16-foot speed with the base 5 hacking. Not terrible. We could pick up Sanchez here. 7 base hacking, 15-foot speed. I mean, if we want that, we got Bob Newhart. 16-foot speed here for Degake. Dig Kale? Mia's a Dig Kale. You're a walking billboard for big lettuce? Oh, you should eat more kale. In fact, you should dig it out from the soil yourself. Dig Kale. Man. That's shilling on a whole new level. Maiza Dig Kale here. Corporate shill. There's nothing Nigeria. It's all about Nigerian princesses and big kale, I guess. All right, well, I'm not hiring any of you guys because none of you can do anything we can't have Bob Newhart take care of already. So, I guess we'll just wrap this one up. Short episode, but that's what happens when Stephen Wright gets planted like a geranium in spring. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. One lucky hit's all it takes in the old XCOM project. One lucky hit. We call that the flock of seagulls fate. Thanks very much for watching, though. If you want to see more, might consider subscribing as well. People getting flock of seagulls on a regular basis. Right now, however, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.